Most people spend their lives trying to feel safe in the outside world. We search for safety in relationships, in money, in routines, and in the approval of others. And while these things can give temporary comfort, something inside us often still feels restless. A small tension lives in the body. The mind keeps scanning for problems. It feels as if peace is always just a little too far away. Real safety, however, begins somewhere much deeper. It begins inside the nervous system. Psychologists often talk about something called a perceived safety. It means the body does not just react to real danger, it also reacts to what it believes might be dangerous. This is why someone can be sitting safely in their room and yet feel anxious, tense, and overwhelmed. The body is not asking, is there actually a danger? It is asking, do I feel safe right now? Research by neuroscientist Stephen Potts, who developed the polyvagal theory, explains this beautifully. His work shows that the human nervous system constantly scans the environment for cues of safety or threat. When the body senses safety, the mind becomes calm, curious, and open. But when the body senses danger, even if the danger is only emotional, the system shifts into protection mode. Your heart rate will change, your muscles will tighten, and the mind will start overthinking. In other words, the body is always trying to protect you. It is not trying to ruin your life. Think about a child who grows up in a very unpredictable home. Maybe the parents argue often, or maybe love is sometimes warm and sometimes distant. This child's nervous system learns that the world is uncertain. As an adult, that person might feel anxious in relationships, even with kind people. They might overthink messages, fear rejection, or constantly wait for something to go wrong. But the truth is, their body is simply repeating an old survival pattern. This is why building safety inside yourself becomes one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It means teaching your body that it does not have to stay in survival mode all the time. Sometimes this begins with very small things. A psychologist once shared a story about a patient who struggled with constant anxiety. That person tried meditation, productivity system, and motivational techniques, but nothing seemed to work. Eventually, the therapist asked them to practice something very simple every day. Just for 5 minutes of sitting quietly and placing a hand on their chest and breathing slowly. At first, the patient felt nothing. In fact, it felt strange and pointless. But a few weeks later, something changed. The person noticed that their thoughts had slowed down. Their body stopped feeling like it was running all the time. The safety was not coming from outside world. It was slowly being built from within. Studies on slow breathing and vagus nerve activation show similar effects. When we breathe slowly and deeply, the body receives a signal that says, you are safe right now. The nervous system begins to shift out of stress mode. The heart rate lowers, the mind becomes clearer. Safety is not only physical, it is also emotional. Think about the difference between being with someone who constantly judges you or being with someone who listens to you quietly. With the first person, your body might feel tense without even you realizing it. With the second person, something inside you feels relaxed. You breathe deeper, you feel more like yourself. What is interesting is that we can slowly learn to become that safe presence for ourselves. It begins with how we talk to ourselves. Many people have an inner voice that sounds more like a harsh critic than a friend. Every mistake becomes a proof that something is wrong with them. Every slow day becomes I am lazy. Every failure becomes I am not good enough. Imagine living with a person who talks to you like that every single day. Of course you would feel unsafe. Building inner safety means changing that relationship. It means learning to speak to yourself the way a calm and wise guide would speak. Not ignoring mistakes, but also not attacking yourself for being human. There is a quiet strength that grows from this. Over time, when safety begins to exist inside you, the world feels different. Challenges still happen, and rejection still happens. Uncertainty still exists, but your body does not collapse every time something goes wrong. Instead, there is a deeper feeling that says that I can handle this. And maybe that is what real security looks like. Not a life where nothing difficult ever happens, but a nervous system that knows how to return to calm. A mind that knows how to be gentle with itself. And a person who slowly becomes their own safe place in the world. Because when safety lives inside you, you no longer have to chase it everywhere. You can be it even in an uncertain environment.